If you're looking for a beginner-friendly sewing project that takes less than an hour, you're going to want to save this one. Let's make this little fabric basket together. I will be using mine for my binding clips, but this would be great to be used for like your spare cords laying around or any little trinkets, maybe even keys by your back door. I loved making this project because there's no binding involved and you can fold over the top as little or as much as you want to make it a different size. To make this basket, you're going to need 2 10-inch squares of medium weight interfacing and 4 10-inch squares of fabric. For my fabric, I pulled from a pre-cut I already had, so this made this even faster because there was basically no cutting involved. Your first step is to apply the interfacing as it says on the package directions. Just know that whichever fabrics you decide to apply the interfacing to will be either the inside or the outside of the basket. It really doesn't matter. Just know that those 2 pieces are going to be going together. So if you were just using 2 fabrics instead of 4 like I am here, you would want to put the 2 same fabrics together unless you're looking for the more mismatched look. So after you've put on the interfacing on 2 pieces of fabric, we're going to cut out 2.5-inch squares on 2 of the bottom corners of your fabric on all 4 pieces. Once you have cut that out of all 4 pieces of your fabric, we're going to fold over about 1/2 inch on the top and press. This is so that your raw edge won't be showing when we put the basket all together. So just like this along the top edge, do this with all 4 pieces. After you have done that, it's time to get sewing. So you're going to take your 2 pieces without the interfacing and your 2 pieces with the interfacing and put them right sides together. With the right sides together, you are actually going to unfold that pressed line that we did at the top because you want to sew through that. So we're going to sew on the 2 sides and along the bottom, leaving where you cut out that 2.5-inch square open. So you'll see here, that is where I have sewn about 1/4 inch in. And then you will do this with your other pair of fabric. You also want to kind of fold your 1/2-inch fold back over so that you don't lose it after sewing. So again, we're going to take these 2 pieces with the interfacing, put them right sides together, sew along the 2 sides and along the bottom, leaving that square on the 2 sides of the bottom open. Now it is time to sew those corner pieces up. So you're going to take your piece, it's a little hard to see. You're going to match up your seams and then sew along this line straight, just 1/4 inch in. And this will close up those 2 holes. Do this on both sides with both pieces. Here it is again where you see you match up those seams. And then this is that line. We're going to do a straight line across to close up that hole. Now that we have these 2 pieces, we're going to sew them together by re-sewing over that line you just did on both of them and sew them together. So the bottoms will be kind of stuck together in that way. So after you do that, it should look like this. So now we have both of our pieces attached and we are going to go ahead and take some binding clips or pins. We are going to pull the lining or the outside, it doesn't really matter, up and kind of make sure it's all matching along the top of your basket here. We're just going to sew, you can either do like 1/8 or 1/4 inch in, it doesn't really matter, it's kind of personal preference. Match up your seams and sew all along the outside of the top there. Then you'll have a finished basket. Here's me throwing away my old Cool Whip that I was using for my binding clips and my finished basket that I will now be using instead. Let me know if you try this pattern and what you think.